T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Good night, everyone. Welcome to Let's Get Down to Business. St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be celebrating 42 years of independence next Wednesday. And so tonight, we've asked a few young entrepreneurs that help us all to display our national pride to join us this evening. We have with us Mr. and Mrs. Kensley and Kristen Dean from Creative Caribbean. You could just give a wave, guys.
Hi.
We also have Ruliza Samuel from Romax. And we also have Mr. Maverick Henry and Tarek Roberts from Vinci Makers. Welcome, everybody, and let's get started. I'm your host, Maurice Franklin. I think I'd like to start with Ruliza. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your business?
Okay. All right. So good night, everyone. I am Ruliza Samuel of Romax. And Romax is actually a two-part business. Initially, the business started in 2015 as Romax Customized Vehicle Accessories. And that part of the business took care of customized vehicle accessories, which would be things like these, right? So there are seatbelt covers. So this is a Vinci themed one, and there are headrest covers. And persons could have gotten, this is one for Jadesha Creations. I think I have it upside down, but anyhow. So it's customized items that persons can get. Now, what happened is that the Vinci themed items were the biggest sellers for Romax. And last year, what happened is that because of the decline in returning nationals, I had a decline in sales. And because of that, I got the time to expand the business a bit more. So Romax customization was born in 2020. And from that, I started doing different customized items. So I can do baby onesies, bibs, t-shirts, blankets, pillows, and the list goes on. So it's actually a two-part business where it takes care of Romax customization, takes care of vehicle accessories, and then there's Romax customization that takes care of embroidered items. Just about anything actually can be embroidered. So that's what the business is about.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Kensley, Kristen? I'm not sure who wants to take that. Can you tell us about Creative Caribbean?
Hi. Well, Creative Caribbean was launched in 2019. It's a t-shirt brand bringing to you quirky, fun, quality t-shirts that's unique. So we started off in 2019 with two designs, Vinci definition and basically a Saint Vincent, and that's where it took off. Since then, we've been launching designs every year, So up to this point, we have 7 designs on the market. So it's a t-shirt brand with a difference.
Yep.
Thanks. And Vinci Makers?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tarek Roberts, and this is Maverick Henry, and we're the co-founders of Vinci Makers. It's a 3D printing company located in St. Vincent. And what 3D printing is basically taking plastic and printing and creating anything you can think of, pretty much. These are the machines behind us. We have a little surprise at the end for our co-guest, so we'll show it off at the end. Vinci Makers really started in 2017. Maverick and I, at the same time, 3D printing peaked of interest. Then we bought our first printer that same year, and officially the business started in 2019. We were awarded a CASET grant in that same year that helped us purchase more machines and build a business. Right now, we're able to do custom earrings, moon lamps, vehicle parts, bag handles. Um, and that's not all, but those are the main things we produce for our clients right now.
I heard vehicle parts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that includes vehicle door handles, replacements, and just different parts, from the interior of the vehicle right now. And also, we know these days, especially with Nissan Dualis, the trunk usually breaks off, so we can do a replacement clips for those as well, that allows them to be reinstalled seamlessly, without, the bolts and screws that we see around the place right now. So just check Vinci Makers, we have a lot of creativity here, and we're here to serve.
Okay. And we can have a collab in future. We can have Romax and Vinci Makers, and you can embroider something. And
We actually did in the past. They have made keyrings for me. I think it was for the 40th anniversary. Yeah, so they did keyrings for me before. So, yeah, we have collaborated.
okay. And
Right, we
before
look
we
forward
get
to collaborating in the future with Creative Caribbean as well. You might need some Vinci Makers t-shirts and thing,
Of course.
before we get too deep, can you guys just let us know your Instagram, Facebook handles? Where can we find you if we wanted to buy something in time for next week?
All right, so I'm found at Romax SVG. Both Facebook and Instagram is Romax SVG.
Okay.
We're at Creative Caribbean. That's creative with a K. Creative Caribbean. We're on Instagram and Facebook.
And
same for us. It's Vinci Makers, and we're on Instagram and Facebook as well.
okay. And you've already told us how long you've been in business, but I think I would like a little more detail. I know, Tarek, you were explaining the 3D printing process. I am somewhat familiar with the process, and I have made attempts to explain it in the past, and it's just come off like magic. Do you have an explanation, or would you prefer to wait for your surprise at the end?
Let's wait till the end.
Okay, we'll wait till the end. What about you, Reliza? I follow you on social media, and I do see your snaps with your machine. Yes, maybe you can explain a bit more about how exactly you get the products finished.
Okay, so my business is primarily, it's all embroidery based and it's customized. So it's whatever a person can sort of think of, I can probably do it. And, one of the things is that people like to see their names, their personal names or even their business names on items, because it makes for a unique gift item or even just something for yourself. So it's all embroidery. One of the things that I started doing was applique, especially when it comes to bigger designs, because it would help to save the customer on cost. Because if I have to do, let's say, a big design that is going to be straight embroidery, which will be straight thread, you know it's going to end up costing a lot. So I am able to sort of tweak a design so no two persons, even if they, let's say they use a similar design, I can alternate fabrics and try to bring a unique touch to it. So it's all embroidery based. And of course, this would also include, let's say you have a logo. So it's just to convert the logo into a digitizing format, which can be read by the embroidery machine. So I'm not sure if that's basic enough, but that's what it is.
All right. Thank you, Eliza. And with that, I think I would just like us to go into a break now, and then we'll come back.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Okay, good night and welcome back to Let's Get Down to Business. Now, I have a question for you guys because most of you would have noted that your businesses actually started quite recently. So, is this a side hustle or are you in it full time? How is this working financially? We can start with Vinci Makers this time.
Well, I would say, it's a side hustle, but we are fully invested in our side hustle. Both of us, we have day jobs, but we also born in midnight oil. We're very committed to this business. We have a passion for it. So, so it kind of feels wrong. I actually had this discussion with Tarek. We're calling it a side hustle. Because we feel like if we're so fully invested in it, that call it a side hustle would actually be wrong. But
it's your passion.
Yeah, it's our passion. Really.
All right.
Anything to that, Tarek?
Spot on.
What about you, Kristen and Kensley?
Well, it's not a side hustle for me. It's full time. I do the day-to-day running of Creative Caribbean. Um, when it comes to the taking the orders, dealing with customers, printing the t-shirts, organizing everything for Creative Caribbean. It's basically a full-time thing for me. For Kensley, it would be Pat because he's mostly just the graphic artist and then he has a day job. So it's basically a side for him, full-time for me.
Okay. And you, Eliza?
All right, so I have to side with Maverick on this one because I have two full-time jobs. All right, that's just the reality of it at this point. I have two full-time jobs because, directly after leaving this, I have to go back and continue what I was doing, because I have an order for Thursday. But it's the thing of it is that as much as I don't like to use the word job with this because it is my passion, right? It is something that I do get up and enjoy doing. Sometimes on the day I'll be thinking about coming home to finish something that I started, so that is to tell you that there is the drive, the energy, the enthusiasm is there to do it. And I generally don't like to associate the word job or work with it because it is a hobby that has turned into a business that I absolutely love doing. But it can be demanding at times, especially with having to try to balance your time and make time and all that other fun stuff. But yeah, we have two full-time jobs.
Okay. And let's talk about the big P, the pandemic. Would you say that your business has been affected by the pandemic? And has it affected, so for instance, your ability to obtain supplies or equipment? Has it been affected in that way? We can start with Jose and Kristen for this one.
Okay, the pandemic has made a major effect on us in terms of when we started in 2019. We started in September 2019.
Excuse me, sorry. I can't hear you. Low. You're a little low.
Okay, in terms of the pandemic, yes, it has affected us tremendously. We started in 2019, we started in September of 2019, and when we launched with independence teas. So we did well in October, September, October. But then the pandemic started around January 2020, December, January. And it slowed down our business because people weren't going anywhere anymore. So it slowed down. People stopped buying t-shirts. And then as it continued, it just stopped. It basically stalled us from growing. So we're just starting again, not from scratch, but we started and trying to rebuild the brand right now.
So it's been a bit of an uphill climb for you guys because the pandemic started soon after you guys started your business.
Correct. So we didn't have a lot of time to build momentum there. And in terms of supplies, it has recently we've seen rising t-shirt prices from our suppliers. So we may eventually have to raise our prices. We don't know yet. We're hoping for the best. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. What about you, American Tarek?
Um, well, the pandemic actually, presented us with with some business opportunities. Um, we were able to create some face shields at some point, during the pandemic, that we would have generated some revenue from. Aside from that, we would have done some air release straps, which would have relieved pressure from the airs when wearing face masks. Did I miss anything else, Tarek?
No,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. That was we expected persons washing their pocket during the pandemic, so we
Right.
expected to see some decline. But there was opportunity for the PPEs, and we took advantage of it. Um, we are seeing some increase in prices with raw material, um, and the lead times are a bit longer, but that is somewhat starting to improve again, as things are hopefully going back to normal, getting close to normal as possible.
Okay, and you, Relizo?
Okay, in terms of the raw material needed for the business, no, I didn't have any challenges with that. But as I mentioned earlier, because of the pandemic, because of the decline of returning nationals to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I was able to take that time and put my energies into expanding the business into areas that I always wanted to venture into. So one of the things that I have to be mindful of or to be aware of is what will happen, I suppose, to me, slash the business, when the world returns to normal, because there are going to be persons returning home, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a challenge in terms of production of these type of the Vinci replica items, the Vinci flag replica items, and maintaining the other aspects of the business, which is the other embroidered items, the customized items. So it's something that I have to mentally prepare for. But the pandemic did help me in this instance because it allowed me the opportunity to grow.
Okay. And at this time, I'd just like to highlight we have some comments in the audience. We have a comment from Rosie Samuel. She says, Good night, hostess and young entrepreneurs. Keep up the excellent work. So that's some encouragement for you guys. And we also have a comment from Andrew French. He says, good things happen when you can find creative ways to make things local, which I think applies to you guys at Vince Makers, because you found a way to, in the pandemic, capitalize on it as an opportunity. We also have a comment from Shaquille Brown. He says, big up Vincy Makers and the other creatives. Continue to push your products. Loving the life. Okay. And I wanted to ask if you could tell us about some of the more challenging aspects of your business. Because you've mentioned, okay, most of you have day jobs, and in your case, Relisa, you're trying to balance, expansion. So if you could just tell us some more about how challenging it is and how you how you manage with that. We can start with creative.
Okay. Some of the challenges we're facing, yeah, with our website. Um, we started our website in December 2019. It was starting to grow. We were using PaySwift as a means of accepting payment,
Yeah.
and then PaySwift ran into problems. So now we're stuck. We're trying to find a solution. Hopefully soon we'll be back on our feet.
Yeah.
But that's one of of our main issues. Finding a payment solution. I think in 2021 we shouldn't have this problem, but we do. So
Well, we actually featured Dcash a few months ago on programs. I don't know if that's a viable option for you guys. I know it's not yet in most of the financial institutions,
right.
but it's an option.
Yes, we're looking into that one as well. So
Yes.
Another challenge would be regional export.
Hmm.
Regional export is really, really I think in 2021 we should not be having this problem. Regional exports. We have customers in Barbados, Trinidad. Us being Creative Caribbean, we obviously would want to expand our designs and offer designs to different Caribbean countries who have been asking for these designs.
right.
But regional export is a challenge for us because we cannot find affordable export rates.
Mm.
Yeah, the shipping costs more
And
than the t-shirt.
I know sometimes I see Invest SCG, even the chamber, we might offer pointers to opportunities that make export easier. Do you find that these avenues have been helpful to you, or do you think that we should be doing more in that respect?
I think probably a bit more.
A bit more.
Yes,
Yeah.
a bit more.
Well, I hope that the other members of the chamber are watching, or at least somebody from Invest SCG.
Trust me, it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge for
We've been
young.
doing a lot of research on it. It's a challenge. That's a really, really big setback for us. I'm pretty sure it's not just Creative Caribbean. I've heard of other local entities who had problems with regional export.
It's difficult getting the product outside of St. Vincent.
What about you, Relita?
Well, my biggest challenge is the lack of time that I can be able to devote to the business. I mean, my head is swimming with ideas that I want to implement. So of course, when I get an idea, I write it down. But it's just really the time to implement it. I mean, I do have my goals, and I'm trying to work towards them on a yearly basis. But it really just is a balance because I have great customers. Like I don't have any issues generally with my customers, and they've been a big help in terms of just the marketing, the word of mouth marketing. You know, they do that for me because I have customers who would have been with me since I was doing hand embroidery. You know, so to know that they have seen me grow and develop, and they've been the ones to suggest ideas to me that have now been added to the line of products. So I always have to say thanks to my customers. I feel like I never really feel like romance is just about me. It's about the persons who have supported me. So with more time, guys, I would be able to do a lot more. But I guess everything is just meant to be in stages at this point.
Sounds like you need a minion, but minions
I'll
aren't.
tell you what I need after.
Okay. What about you guys at Pizza Makers?
Just like Rosila, I mean,
Release.
Rolisa, sorry. Sometimes you wish you had more than 24 hours in a day. You have your day job, but you have to come and complete an order. Um, and sometimes depends on the size of the order. You wish you had more view as well.
Right. But aside from that, it's just because we're heavily custom. At times we have to put in more work, to get things done. Because we are a creative industry, and we would fall on a niche market really, and we continuously try to grow and expand and try to find new avenues, to generate more income. So I think that's one of our challenges as well, right? Because we also have to educate persons about the 3D printing technology as well. And and it's fascinating, once you get to know what we are about, like we have customers that would keep coming back, and they would ask us, to do, certain things for them, and and we never say no. We always try to find a solution, find a way, because we believe that anything is possible here at Vinci Makers.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I think we need to take a break now and we will be right back.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Welcome back, everyone. National Pride is on the agenda tonight, and we're going to start off this segment with a question from the audience. We have a question from Natisha Alexander. She's saying she's not sure if this was discussed before, but in terms of moving from the business idea to the actual launch of the business, what were some of the hurdles, including mental ones, that you had to overcome? Is there anyone who wants to start this question?
Okay, well,
All right.
for
So,
us,
Kristen, yeah.
for us at Creative Caribbean, this is something that's been planning for a number of years. So it wasn't just prop. In 2019, we decided, okay, we're going to start the business. It took us a few years for us to basically do our research, look for the appropriate name, look for the quality. Make sure t-shirts are top tier, the quality, make sure. So we had to make sure that we order the t-shirts out of pocket, order t-shirts, get our prints, do our tests. We would t-shirts, do the prints, wash and go, wash and go. You make sure that the t-shirts that you design, t-shirts that you're wearing, that it's top that you want to wear it, it lasts you a while. So it took a lot of research for us. before we actually decided to launch the business. And when we were sure that, okay, we're ready, we're close to achieving this goal, that's when we decided, okay, well, we're going to register this business, and that's how we're going to start.
Put a lot of hours in watching YouTube videos because we do our own printing. So we had to learn how to operate the machines and so on. What was the best t-shirt to buy? What was the best machine to buy, and so on. So we put a lot of hours into research before we actually started.
Okay.
In terms of because I think a mental aspect was put in there. I think how were we going to be received by the public when we put out this design? Were we going to be received, or were we going to be shunned? So it's it basically took a lot of time for us to basically think, okay, how is this public going to receive us? So that took a lot of time as well before we actually said, okay, well, this particular date we're going to we're going to launch. So it took a lot of mental preparing as well.
Okay.
Pretty good. Excellent.
I think,
And yes, thank you. Louisa?
right, I think, so in keeping with what Kristen said, for me, I always knew that I wanted to have a business, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that this was going to be the business, right? And the business started quite by accident. It just happened that I did a post, and some persons commented that maybe I can do this as a business. So that was how it started. But I think for me, at that time, the challenge would have been, as Kristen said, how would this have been received? Because nobody knew that I was doing it, besides my mother, who would have seen me sitting down and I was sewing, to ensure that I had a variety. Because at that time, it would have just been like these, right? They would have just been plain, they weren't customized at that point in time. So it would have been of different colors, etc. And I did get support from a friend, Terry at Automax Autoparts, because he did volunteer to allow me to showcase the items, to display the items at his business place. So apart from Terry and my mother and a friend in the States who I shipped everything to send down collectively to me down here, nobody else knew. So when I launched it on October 11th, 2015, I know a couple persons were like, well, she has a business. I didn't know anything about this. But you think the reason why I didn't necessarily say anything to anyone, it was because I wasn't even sure myself how it was going to be received. And I didn't want to necessarily have to hear comments before, it was launched. So I said, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. And I just needed to try. And if it didn't work, I had my day job to go back to. So it didn't matter at that point in time.
Okay. Did you guys want to tackle a question as well?
Well, for us, Vinci makers, we would have um, basically brought about a new technology, really, 3D printed. 99.9% of intentions, probably never heard about 3D printing before. So part of our process, was letting people know about 3D printing. So that was part of, basically forming our business, because persons didn't know what we were capable of. So we had to do a lot of educating as well as promotion. And we were lucky enough to receive a CASET grant, which would have helped us along the way, which would have allowed us to be part of that incubator program. It would have assisted us, to increase our capacity in terms of the number of printers that we have. And it's been a good process. I just want to shout out Mrs. Renette Lewis, who really would have been a great mentor for us, through the incubator program. So, Tarek?
We did.
Okay, thanks, guys. We have some more audience comments. We have a comment from JP. He says, hello, Lalman. We also have a comment from Garifuna Priestess. Garifuna Priestess, she says, more power to you, Eliza. Stacey Backus says she's enjoying the forum. We also have a comment from Earl Innes. He's wishing you the best in your pursuits. And we have a question from Glenn Holt. They're asking whether Vinci Makers would be able to do a 3D print of a business name to be displayed on a building.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
send a message to Vinci Makers,
Yeah.
Glenn. We also have a comment from Simone Javi Williams. She says, support local 100%. Big up to all, but a special shout out to Release. And we have a comment from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. They're saying that they want to share their encouragement to all the young entrepreneurs in the studio. Invest SVG is a great channel for support, as well as the trade department in their ministry. We have a comment from Rough Smooth. It says, shout out to Vinci Makers from Trans Video Production.
Hey, Rough.
And we have a question from Stacey Backus. She's asking, what made you choose to start a company in this, I'm guessing she means field. So I think I'd like to put that question to Kensley and Kirsten, because T-shirts, you know, people would say, oh, they're not that special. Lots of other people making T-shirts. So why did you guys want to do T-shirts?
Well, it was really my passion. I'm a graphic artist, so I always wanted to create t-shirts for myself. But in doing that, I said maybe I can make this into a business. So I decided let me do some research. Let me see what I need to do in order to do this for myself. And basically, that's how it was born. Um, when I
Why
went in, well,
the national pride angle?
well, when we went into it, we said what would be the best angle to take to sell T-shirts. We know people are patriotic. Vincentians are patriotic. Caribbean people on the whole are patriotic. So we said maybe we go down this line and do Caribbean teas. Well, we started out with Vincentian teas. So because we wanted to launch for independence and see how the market would take us first before we expand into to the Caribbean. And we did pretty well our first year, and we continue to do well now. So
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, I want to ask you.
She couldn't hear you.
Hi.
Kristen was speaking, but Kristen, we couldn't hear you.
Oh no! No apologies. Could you go again?
speak up.
It's okay. You can hear me now?
You're still a little low. Okay. Yes. And now that we've spoken about the challenges, what do you find to be the most rewarding aspect of having your own business? Maybe Kristen can try to answer this time. Nope. Nope. Moving along. Kensley?
Repeat the question for me, please.
What do you find to be the most rewarding aspect?
Okay, well, I think seeing our customers happy when they receive their packages, because our packaging is very unique. We deliver in boxes and it's nicely wrapped. Well, Kristen does the wrapping and everything. So that's her. So seeing our customers' faces when receiving their packages, seeing our customers in their t-shirts in tongue or whatever, it just it rewards us.
Okay. No, we're moving along. Rolisa?
All right. Well, there are a couple of aspects for me. I do like challenging tasks, and As much as I sometimes, well, persons who are on my WhatsApp status, persons on my WhatsApp status go through the process with me because they are able to see when I've tried to do something, when it hasn't turned out successful, and when I finally get something to turn out the way it's supposed to. So they're generally a part of that process, and I tend to keep a lot of my past and new customers on my WhatsApp because, as I said, Romax isn't just, it doesn't feel like it's just about me because my customers are involved in just about every aspect of it. So I do get a sense of satisfaction when I'm finally able to figure out something or to get a design to come out the way it's supposed to. Another thing for me is when get videos or when I get pictures, especially of the children. There was one instance where I got a video of a baby who was kissing her pillow, and she was just constantly kissing her pillow, and I got it while I was at work, and I teared up in the office because I was so excited to see it. And even sometimes simple things like if I'm walking in the street and I see a vehicle pass and I recognize a cover or, a cover that I would have done, I'd be like, oh, so that's the person who got that particular item. And I smile. And I remember one instance, a guy saw me smiling at him, but I wasn't really smiling at him. I was smiling because the fact that I recognized that he had one of the covers, So it's these little things. It's just these little moments that bring pleasure to me. So.
Tarek?
So for me personally, the most rewarding thing is the creation process, the creative process. 3D printing allows you to imagine something, then design it and see it digitally, and that's rewarding itself. Then you can take it a step further and print it, and then actually hold it in your hand and feel it. So seeing your
I see. Never.
so this was Maverick's design. So he thought about it, he designed it, and then we were able to quickly have something to hold in your hand. We didn't have to wait for a long period of time for someone halfway across the world to create it for us. We can do it right here. And recently, and of course, customer satisfaction. When they're happy, we're happy. And recently, we did a project for Invest SVG where they wanted various 3D printed flora and fauna from St. Vincent, which is actually currently in display in Dubai. Um, so that seeing our creations reach over there, I mean, that feels good.
Right, and just to add to that as well, doing those items as well, we were able to collaborate with different entrepreneurs locally, and that's always good, because we have since been able to increase our network, and you would see persons coming to us to do stuff for them, and we would approach persons to do stuff for us. So there's a working relationship, where we are all pointing in the same direction, which is moving forward. And that's part of why we were so interested in coming here as well, just to talk about this because a lot of persons, tend to want to go alone, in this business environment, but sometimes you have to create some synergies and work with other persons and just share in the success and the failures as well, and learn from each other, and it's a really good journey, really, just to see
Okay.
somebody successful and yourself as well.
And
I just want to big up creative and the packaging. I got a video earlier. Love it.
okay, guess I'll have to go look. And thank you, Tarek, for displaying that item. Would you say that that is one of your more popular items? What's your most popular item?
Um, well, this particular one was launched for our 40th independence, and that's actually when we actually launched our business at the expo they had then, Invest SPG, big up one time. So
Slave labor.
keyrings are quite popular, especially custom keyrings. Um, our moon lamps, our little things. People, you can just gonna kill it, like, just kill it. These are basically night lights, and I'm going to go dark for a bit, but right. So
It's very bright.
yes, there you go.
Ah, that's nice.
Right. So we're able to put your face on the moon.
Nice.
So persons enjoy that. As I said in the beginning of the pandemic, the face shields they were necessary. They were hard to find. So persons are looking forward to that. Um, and those are the essential main ones. Yeah.
Okay. What about you guys at Creative Caribbean? I see you guys are wearing your shirts tonight. Maybe Kristen is over her technical difficulties. She could take this one.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so popular designs. We launched Vinci Definition Tea in 2019, which is this tea, Vinci
Ah.
Definition.
Hmm.
It's the Vinci, the normal, the sunset drinkers, just highlighting all the aspects of Vinci culture, Vincentian culture. Some, I should say, because I don't want to offend anyone, some cultures. Um, and this tea launched in 2019, and it's still doing really really good. It's still a popular brand. Um, we launched on the 1st of September, 3 new designs. So we did a home. Home is where the heart is. So this is my baby. This is my design. My
Your concept.
my this is my baby. This is my design. This is my love tea. Home. So I brought the concept to Kensley, and he did his magic, and voila, home. So
Okay.
home is doing really, really, really good at this point. I'm, as you can see, I'm wearing a red tee tonight. Um, I know it's independence, but all independence colors are
Gone.
Well,
sold
It's
out.
sold out. Okay.
Yeah, independence colors are sold out. So we had the blue, the yellow, the green. So now I have to resort to a color that is not on the flag tonight. So yeah, but that's sold out. Our home design is doing really really good. We also have another design which is Vinci Land of the Bless. That's doing really really good as well. We really wanted to bring the Vinci Land of the Bless design this year, considering all that we've been through, the pandemic, and we had the eruption of Gasophria. I feel like a lot of people's spirit was broken, and we just wanted to bring a design that showed resilience. So that's where Vinci Land of the Blessed. And while we say that patriotic colors are sold out, we still have tees. We have black, we have white that you could put a little yellow print on, you could put a little blue print on. So don't be discouraged to contact us still. You could still get a little blueprint or yellow print or a green print on a black tee or white tee. So still check us out. Just leave
Okay.
your little late on the independence colors.
and of
Lily.
course you have Kingston. That's my that's my design. Just wanted to go a little classy. We have New York, we have Toronto, and all those things. People wearing them. So why not wear our own capital city?
And you
Yeah,
kept
why
the
not?
ash as well. That's a good thing. You kept the ash because
Right,
Kingston is a city of ashes. So yeah, that's
right.
good.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, Relisa, you would have already told us that your most popular items are the independence themed items, correct?
Vinci themed items. Yeah.
Fancy themed items. Okay. So we are in our final 10 minutes. And so I would like you guys to, well, first, we have a couple comments and a question. So we'll do both at the same time. We have a comment from Andre Brown. He's saying it's very grammar school class of '05 in here. Good to see. Natisha Alexander, she said that the moon lamp is cool and she's going to need one for one of her next night fishing expeditions. And we have a comment from Stanton Gomes where he's asking for contact information for Vinci Makers. So when you guys are giving your advice to others who would like to follow in your path, you can just remind the audience of where they can find you, how they can contact you, and we would wrap up tonight. Okay? So you'll just make sure to give the audience some contact details and give the budding entrepreneurs among us some advice as to how they can follow in your path. And start with Vanessa.
Oh, okay. Right. So my business is called Romax. You can contact me both on Instagram and Facebook at Romax SVG. So my advice to budding entrepreneurs. I think what I would tell anyone at this point is, and I know it sounds cliche and it's something that is said all the time, but if you have a passion, pursue it. One of the things that social media allows is that you do not necessarily have to rely on someone else to market your business, right? You can be laying tiles, you can be doing farming, you could be a fisherman. It doesn't matter what profession or what trade you decide to get involved with. Use social media to your advantage, right? There is nothing to say that you cannot excel in whatever chosen field you choose to do. I would also like to say early, especially if you're young and you don't necessarily have a lot of financial responsibilities, because this is also one of the challenges for persons who have this side hustle, right? You've taken on financial responsibilities, but let's say if early up in your 20s, you find something that you're really, really passionate about, you can go ahead and pursue it, right? There is nothing to say that you have to get the typical traditional 9 to 5 job, right? I want to believe that that way of thinking is going to be, we will do away with that type of thinking, that it's okay for persons to explore other avenues, other areas that they would enjoy. So especially if you're in your earlier, the early part of your life, you have something that you enjoy doing, try to see if you can make that your profession, because you don't want to get to a stage in your life where you wake up regretting not doing something, or you wake up just going through the motions of life, right? So I think the hindsight part of it, that is the advice that I would give to somebody going forward from here, especially if you're a younger person. That's it.
What about you guys at Caribbean?
Follow your dream. Cliche, but follow your dream. It's really, really fulfilling when you're working on your own. You're building your own brand. You feel a sense of pride. Um, so for me, because I'm doing it full time, I know it took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of out of pocket, a lot of investments. We we're not fortunate to receive grants. So everything was basically out of pocket for us, investing, reinvesting, and just basically believing in your dream. So it would take a lot of sacrifice, but once you know that you're doing it for you, you're doing it for the future, I just think just go for it.
And don't rush. Do your research. Take your time before you launch something. Um, there's YouTube. There's Google. Do your research before you launch. You can contact us on Instagram and Facebook at Creative Caribbean. That's creative with a K, Caribbean.
And Vinci Makers?
Right. So I'm going to add another cliche to the list. Just start. There's something that you passionate about. Get started. We applied for the grant early. It took a while for us to get it, and we said, you know what? Instead of waiting, let's make the sacrifice by buying a full sprinter. We started with one. We were to buy a second one later on, and then the grant allowed us to buy a few more. So just start and make sure you put in the effort early. Don't do it one foot in, one foot out. I mean, go all in. To contact us, Vinci Makers on Facebook and Instagram. Our email address is vincimakers@gmail.com. And our other contact information you can get on Facebook and Instagram as well. Don't forget to have a surprise.
Well, let's get to the surprise. We want to left.
Don't forget to
We're
that
going to
surprise.
take to the surprise.
Okay, so the surprise is for our cool guests. And quickly, Maurice, you want us to explain what the process was? So basically, this is a plastic PLA, and what the printers do, they melt it and they press it against the bed, and layer by layer, they build up what you want. So whilst the show was going on, we put on two things to print. Lisa.
Yay, I like stuff.
So this is appearing for you.
Thank you. So this is going to be my second keyring from Vinci Makers. Thank you, guys.
And the Creative Caribbean, this is yours. So it's I know you have black and white, but we figured Independence coming up, so we threw in some of those colors.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
We'll reach up.
Kristen,
Yeah,
no, we have to organize something for them, right?
Yeah, we definitely have to organize those Vinci Makers customized teas now.
Well, no, I'm jealous because I'm not a guest and I'm not getting any goodies. But that's okay.
We think of something, Maurice. We think of something.
Yeah, you've been a great host.
Thank you for joining us, guys. And we hope that your businesses are all extra successful because of your obliging us tonight. Thank you, everyone in the audience. And this is Let's Get Down to Business. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, family.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.